is not here right now, but once the foundation is laid out, you see that people will begin to even imagine someone in my village right now that they are having some, let me just say something I heard today, water scarcity. You understand? And he's very, very innovative enough. He can start thinking of ways to use this technology to build something that can help his community, facilitated by CBDCs.
Okay.
I don't know if you get that. Same thing applies to security. So people will be the one actually, I don't know, securing the country. It's no more left for the government to do. That is why I told you it is no more a one-size-fits-all kind of arrangement anymore. It is now the community that is bringing out the idea, and it fits this, and the technology is powering that idea.
That's actually great. I mean, okay, it's trying to see CBDCs as an agent for change in terms of creating an experience for the users, you know, integrating an experience for the users in such a way where it becomes an outburst of culture, so to say. When we talk about Africa, we talk about our culture, we talk about our heritage. I guess we're trying to envision how even CBDCs can integrate into how our culture and our heritage can be integrated into these experiences. Basically, if we're talking about going digital and being a part of the digital economy, how can we, make Africa digital? And these are all point of views that can really, really go a long way. And then now looking at because we've gone far, my head don't bust. In case you're in Nigeria, so basically coming down to like what is currently existing, right? We talk about stable coins. It actually piqued my interest, like currently, if we're talking about is, let's say, CBDC for, let's pick a country, Nigeria. Let's say a CBDC for Nigeria, right? And now I want to buy Bitcoin. I always use this example. I'm trying to get into the cryptocurrency space. I would like to do a few things. Maybe I want to buy an NFT. Okay, I decide to buy Ethereum. And then I have the opportunity to get an exchange. Maybe a Nigerian-based fintech company that performs also centralized exchanges in cryptocurrency. And they also offer e-naira as a service, right? In terms of, it's a payment transaction service, so to say, you get me. So you can use e-naira to actually purchase Bitcoin. It has like a direct peg with Bitcoin because it is on a blockchain. It's not because of what is backing it, maybe in terms of oil or anything. Just for using the technology, you can be directly paid with Bitcoin. You understand? So now choosing between that particular form of transaction and, let's say, USDT. USDT is a stable coin. In case you don't know, USDC, it's a stable coin that is basically backed by the equivalent amount of, basically the calculation for this max supply for US stable coins is backed by the amount of USD, real USDs that you have saved in escrow. So it simply means it can be used. If that's what the peg is about, like having USDT and having USD, that's what it's about. So if anytime those data, they don't correlate at any time, there is going to be a problem. So now going back to that now, between those two examples, which you think is much safer for me to perform a long-term kind of transaction or kind of exchange if anytime I'm interested in buying NFTs?
I think currently, with the current things that is already here, I think both of them are valid way of performing transactions. But being sustainable is what I can say. If they are sustainable. But right now, you can use your USDTs to buy NFTs and cryptocurrencies online. And you can also use that concept that you built. There's a lot of cryptocurrencies, coins, tokens that's like kind of in that form, that is also used to buy a lot of things in the crypto space that is being exchanged on exchanges. But the key question there now is if it's sustainable.
Exactly.
And that is when you start looking at the holistic infrastructure of the industry. You understand, which is the crypto industry, the blockchain industry. Blockchain industry is still growing. That is the main thing. That is the major thing everybody has to know. the Bitcoin might not even be the future of the blockchain, the cryptocurrency industry, or Ethereum, or whoever. But the main thing there is they are performing, they are building, they are taking the industry to new heights.
Exactly. I mean, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
New heights, like it simply means for governments to see the use, like the beauty they've been able to create with blockchain as a technology, and governments deciding to start implementing some certain technology in their process of transactions and in how they observe culture in terms of trying to enforce their law and whatnot, law and order, which we'll get back to that, talking about regulations and all that. I think it's a good thing. We have to give kudos to already existing already existing ecosystem. It's a beautiful work.
It is beautiful. It is functional.
Okay.
It is really functional right now.
Okay.
It's like my
he has some itchy
Alright,
words.
let's hear it, bro. Let's hear it, bro.
I like to look at things from the back.
Okay.
Why should I respect law?
Okay. No.
Bro, you're bringing a whole new different.
Of course. It's a question. Yeah,
why,
of course. Why should I?
Why should I choose to respect the law?
Yeah.
Okay.
Psychologically, first.
Okay.
Why do you respect? Why do you? I will let it be practical. Why do you respect law and order? Or why do you choose to be organized? Why don't you rather be the guy who makes trouble, who does evil stuff, who just makes trouble? Why do you respect law and order?
Is that a question that requires an answer?
Yeah.
Okay, I think law and order makes me functional as an individual, first of all, and it makes the system that I'm in functional too. So for me to function with my full capacity, there's a need for that law and order to be there.
Okay.
So that is why I respect it, because it plays a key role in my life.
I feel your answer goes in line with what is said, right?
The question was, why do I go in line with law and order? Basically, I go in line with law and order, especially when it goes in line with my morals. I use my morals to dictate the best law and order to approach.
If you don't respect law and order, what happens to you?
Of course, there are enforcement laws also.
Voila. That's what I was getting to. You see, the future that we are heading into, the laws we have can only protect, can only enforce to some degree. We need a higher level. We need to, just the way we keep, people might not like what I'm saying right now, but the more we advance, the more we need to upgrade our system. Assuming, you see, I really respect China when it comes to this. China does something called credit score. Like most of their database, most of their system is ranking based. The way you interact with the platform, the way you do certain things, you have credit score for those things, and those credit score, they are useful. They could earn you access to certain things. When you come to a place like Africa, most part of Africa, we don't have law and order. I'm sorry to say, we don't have law and order. But we could incentivize law and order using blockchain, using the technologies we have. We could incentivize people behaving good.
Okay.
You get it?
That is, I get you.
So, the reason why I brought this up was I really love the topic of CBDC, because CBDC can tackle security.
Okay.
Only CBDC.
Yeah.
Without manpower, you could make CBDC effective. Imagine if school fees are being paid with CBDC, and the CBDC is every individual. For you to interact with the things happening in your country, you need to have an account. Not as if they are saying you cannot have you can not say no, you don't want to have an account. If you don't have an account, there are certain things you don't get access to.
Yeah, of course, it has,
And that's what I'm saying. The government need to think about a decentralized system where they can allow third parties to build utilities for the CBDC that would be well integratable, so that certain things that people do would be available on the platform, and people could do this, and you could incentivize certain ethics that you must uphold to be able to get access to certain platform, you would have seen that people will start organizing themselves. On Twitter, if you say certain things on Twitter, what happens to you? You get kicked off Twitter. Sometimes banned for weeks, sometimes you are banned entirely. Certain platforms have these things. Why can't CBDC be used in this direction to type? You know, when I hear government saying, oh, just for trade, just for payment, no. There are certain things that could come out of this. I don't know, I just felt I should put this on the table so that we don't go, because me, I'm an African. You see my print. I'm saying stuff that I would like to see happening in many places in Africa.
I mean, that's actually what the conversation is about, you know, CBDCs, and in the blockchain ecosystem. So a lot of things can happen in the blockchain ecosystem. Blockchain has made a lot of things possible, you know. So it's anything. I mean, look at the example Mark gave, where you start thinking about having a country's constitution built on the blockchain, or written in the blockchain, or saved in the blockchain, you know, concepts like that. And then, you know, ideas about elections, you know, a lot of on our podcast and everywhere we've been discussing how blockchain can be used in different facets of our economy. So there was one question, especially with the idea Bruce would give, where, you know, trying to create a back end access to back ends, basically, in order to create solutions, still integrating whatever central banks or governments basically are initiating in terms of CBDCs. Because if we're talking about CBDCs, we can't hide from the fact we have to talk about the government, because they are the ones who are central bank issued digital currencies. What else do you need again?
When your government say we're rolling out a CBDC, people should ask questions like, why?
Okay.
What for? What would be the upside for rolling out a CBDC? Are we going to have this future and this future? Is it going to create opportunities? Is it going to create employment? Because to run a blockchain alone, look, if Nigeria as a country decides that we want to, I mean, no disrespect to the way things are done. It's my country, I love my country. But if Nigeria as a country decides that we want to bring in accountability to some of our transactions, we could do some things that most things could go on a blockchain. You first of all look at how bureaucracy is cutting short a lot of things. To over 200 million people going to the same spot. The same minister attends to this guy. That's what the blockchain is for. The blockchain would decentralize things. Certain things that does not, because it's not everything that the minister, that I don't want to say the minister, but it's not everything that this guy has to really give access to. Some things can be decentralized into other areas. And basically, to the point I'm bringing to this is that we could basically have a system. Where your CBDC is creating employment, because you need people first to build and run a blockchain. You need people who will be providing energy for the block. I'm saying this because I know I make points that should be geared towards digital Africa. So we're talking about there are no jobs. We could, and the first thing, sorry, I'm going away from what we're talking. The first thing we need to understand is job creation. How do you create job? When I ask questions from behind, like I say, when somebody says there are no jobs, and I ask why. Because as long as human beings live within a space, people need certain things done. If you say there are no jobs, simply means you are not creating fun. You're not creating things. Take for instance, America. Within a small city, so many things happening. There's a guy picking the trash, there's a guy delivering, there's a guy doing logistics, there's a guy taxi, there's like a lot of things happening. Now there's the guy who's working for the company that does that installs the CCTV. There's a guy checking the feed. There's the guy. That's how you create jobs, because people are paying for these services. People want to be secure. if you want to be secure, you live in a secure neighborhood. There are certain infrastructures that can be supplied and jobs can be created. What I'm saying is, with just the CBDC, because now you're targeting the whole country. There can be jobs in just the tech space, just the tech space alone to cover a lot of people. We're talking about the energy side, because to run a functional blockchain, you need energy. People will be getting paid. We're not talking about the government. It's everybody. You should ask the right questions. You should demand the right things. And if your country already has a CBDC plan, like Zimbabwe, there's a gold coin. Don't just tell us gold coin, CBDCs. Show us policies. Show us things that you have put down that this is going to solve this problem. People, if you say it's just for payment, what about people who can't even afford to even pay for any service? Don't they need the CBDC too? Sorry, I took too long.
No, it's okay. So, Isaac, what would you take from that?
I think, it's quite, they are all quite valid points that he has mentioned. Like, he's trying to draw attention to different areas that needs attention, which is actually very key. You know, one of the most beautiful things about blockchain, like I always say, is blockchain is not solving one single problem. You understand? Blockchain is dynamic. It can simultaneously solve different human problems. You understand? So it depends on the innovative minds that are using the technology. So the things he has mentioned is not left for us. You understand? Left for the people themselves to kind of take up that technology and use it for their own advantage. There are things he can think about that another person can also think about. You know, so which is the future I'm trying to
envision. Ecosystem where creators can, we have creators in the industry that create digital work in terms of music, videos, creative art, and now we're talking about creating an ecosystem for even creators in the tech industry. Because they are creators. They are creating solutions. They are creating experiences. So we're talking about creating a platform for people like that. If you are going to be rolling out, a lot of things that have to integrate with things like blockchain, you also have to consider the people, the users, the people who are going to be using these services, and that's the point of view we're trying to go at. And then if you are listening to this and you are in a position to make any change in this particular line of discussion, don't forget to leave us a DM or access us anywhere.
We're not perfect though. We're just throwing our own.
It's just a conversation.
Just throwing our own idea. So we would love to hear what you have to say too.
Exactly.
So it can build our minds.
Hit the drop icon above and continue listening to this conversation.